Hello, this is Father Michael Nasser coming to you from St. Nicholas Orthodox Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. For this week's Midweek Reflection, I'm back on dry ground, out of the river, and reflecting this week on something that I have talked about in different ways. I'm going to come at it from a different angle today, and that is the spiritual consequences of living in our modern times. We think of this as a very technological era, and it's true. And no, I'm not going to talk about cell phones. There's a lot to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about the effect of all this technological advancement, like hot and cold running water. And you're all like saying, well, Father Michael, we've had that for a long time. Yes. And imagine if we didn't. Imagine if you did not have access today to hot and cold running water. The age you go get your water, get the bucket, go to the well, go to the river, cart it back, maybe even a mile or more. Think about how that would change your life and your attitude. And one of the things that I think has happened to all of us is that not just because we have hot and cold running water, but everything that came after that in terms of technological advancement, our needs are so well met that we think almost all the time about our wants, and we think in terms of our preferences. We're not thinking about how do we get water to survive. We're thinking about how do we get the water just the right temperature that we like. And that has really wonderful blessings to our earthly life, but it can reap havoc on our spiritual lives. Because all that movement from wants to preferences really shapes us. And then when we see something or we experience something, we often experience it and then we rate it based on how favorable we find it, how much we like it, how much we enjoy it. And why am I thinking about this? I'm thinking about this because right now, just about 100 feet that way in the church, there's new iconography going into our inner narthex, and I'm so excited to see it complete. I think it's going to have a wonderful spiritual blessing to our community. Every wall is now a beautiful message on how we enter church. Anyway, I won't get into the details of the iconography, but what I will say is I know what I'm going to hear on Sunday. I'm going to hear, Father, I love it. Father, I don't like it. I don't like this color. I don't like that look. I don't like... And why is that? It's not because the iconography is bad. It's good. It's beautiful iconography. It's because our minds have been trained into this idea of what do I like? To the point where everything we encounter, almost everything we encounter, we think about it in terms of how much we prefer it, we like it, we dislike it. I remember very well Father John Namey, God rest his soul. He was the camp director of the Antiochian village, a great influence on so many of our lives. But he used to talk to the campers and our counselors. I was there as a counselor. We were listening in to how he would talk about food is not entertainment. And it almost didn't compute. When the kids would see food that they didn't want to eat, they thought they shouldn't eat. He was trying to say food is to nourish your body. It's not to entertain your mouth. Well, I like good food as much as anybody, probably more than most people. And yet he's right. How often do we take and we eat a meal and we think about how well it tasted, not how well it nourished our bodies? And the reality, the proof of this is that we all eat so much, almost all of us, of the wrong foods because we like them. We like the way it tastes. We like the way it makes us feel. We don't say, thank God I have food to nourish my body and I can live another day. So all that to say is I think all of us have to really be on guard for this idea of looking at the world and all that we experience through lens of our preferences, what we like, what we dislike. What we really should think about is, how is this gift that God has given me, how can I use it for my salvation? Not what do I like, what I don't like. That's all entertainment. I think we have to move from an entertainment mindset to a salvation mindset. So that we think about how this brings about, encourages, fosters our salvation, or doesn't. Because sometimes when we think about everything in terms of what we like, what we don't like, then we're not thinking about where our lives are ending up in an eternal sense. Even this video, some of you, you're very gracious about it, but you'll like, right? Because in the world of social media, it's about what you like. I don't know, is there a dislike button? I guess there is. I don't even know. I don't really live in that world too much. But again, one more sign that we're all about the preferences and my opinion. I think it's time to roll that back, and it's going to take a lot of work to do it because it's really ingrained deeply. Roll it back, get out of the entertainment mindset and say, how can I experience this for my salvation and take this gift of God for me? So I hope you'll think about it. I think it's a really important thing for all of us to think about. And I hope you have a wonderful, blessed week. If you found this helpful, please share it. And God willing, we'll see you in next week's video.